Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Aisha Nazir. Welcome to the series of Copy Constructor. It is the second part of Copy Constructor. In the first part, we discussed about the shallow copy constructor. In today's lecture, we will see what is deep copy constructor, why we need to make a deep copy of constructor, what's the problem with shallow copy constructor. To overcome the problem, we develop deep copy constructor. Let's have a quick recap in the shallow copy constructor. When we create the shallow copy constructor, we never write the code of copy. We just simply write a statement that invokes the default copy constructor by the compiler. It automatically creates the copy of an already existing object. As we have discussed earlier, that there are two types of memory. The first one is stack and the second one is heap. All the primitive type data stores on stack like integer, float, stack. When we have to deal other data types that occupies more space on memory, then we have to use heap memory location. For example, when we create user defined data types such as structure, union and pointers that occupies more space on the memory. So first we have to send request to memory and occupy the space on memory. Then manually we will write the code to store that values on memory. So the deep copy constructor is basically used when we deal with user defined data types. Shallow copy is used to deal with primitive data types that occupies very less space, while deep copy constructor, when we have to deal with pointer, then we write code manually. So that's called deep copy. Pointer is a user defined data type that stores on heap. So to store data on heap and copy the pointer, we use deep copy constructor. When we write code manually for copy object, then this is called deep copy. In the shallow copy, we never write code manually. The compiler invoked copy constructor automatically, and it copies object 2 and it creates copy of object 1 as object 2. While in the deep copy constructor, we have to write the copy code manually. We have to send request to the memory to occupy space in the memory, and then we will create the copy of that object in the memory and saves it into the memory at a different location. Deep copy copies all data members. Either it contains values or a pointer. If it is primitive data types, then it saves automatically on stack. But if it is a pointer, then it saves on the heap memory. And to create the copy of that pointer, we need deep copy constructor. When we create copy of pointer, then value never copies. It still points to object 1 pointer value. It never has its own value. It's a problem. So we have to code manually. We have to create a separate space for the copy object. For example, if we have created one object, one pointer object that saves in memory, when we will create the copy, then it only points to the object 1 memory location. It never creates its own separate memory location. So we will manually write the code to create a separate space to store the value in memory. So to make a deep copy, first we will write a copy constructor, and secondly we will overload the assignment operator. If we will never do that, the copy will point to the original object, not the copy one. Let's understand it with an example. This is a simple example of deep copy constructor. This is the same example which we discussed in the previous part. We made small changes so that the students can easily understand the difference between the shallow copy constructor and the deep copy constructor. So first of all, we define the class which name is shallow. In the body, under the public access specifier, we define two variables, a and b, of int type. Here we add a new integer type variable that is not a variable, it's basically a pointer that points a specific memory location on heap. As we have discussed earlier, that pointer is saved. Pointers are usually saved on heap memory, not the stack. So we created a pointer of integer type. In the next part, we call a constructor that creates a space in the memory with the name P. When we create an object with the keyword new, it occupies a space in the memory. So the constructor creates a space in the memory which name is P. In the next part, we call a copy constructor. Here we define a deep copy constructor manually to create the copy of previously defined object. As we are dealing with pointer, so we will define the copy constructor manually. That would be deep copy constructor. So the constructor name is same as the class name. In the constructor, we never pass the value. We pass the reference of object. In copy constructor, we define reference of object as parameter. Copy constructor takes reference of object. Argument to a copy constructor must be passed as reference. It is necessary to pass object as reference and not by value, because if you pass it by value, its copy is constructed using the copy constructor. This means the copy constructor would call itself to make a copy. This process will go on until the compiler runs out of memory. Therefore, compiler doesn't allow parameters to be passed by value. We pass the reference of the object as parameter. So in the copy constructor, we define the reference, that is the ampersand sign, that shows with the ampersand sign. In the programming language, it's known as address of symbol. So we define the reference of object. Object would be of shallow class type. So the address of D means the reference of D shows the previous already existing object. As we all know that all objects have its own copy of all the data members. So the previous object has the same values as A, B and pointer would be copied to the new object. So whatever value we passed in D.A, D shows the previous object. So whatever the value would be in A, copied into A. Whatever the copy would be in D.B would be copied into B. And again we create a separate space for we create a copy for the pointer object. So this will resolve the problem of if we make any change in object 1, then it also affects in object 2. In object 2, it will never reflect in object 1 and it will override on the object 2 content because the both object pointer variables has separate memory locations. So the change in object 1 will never affect to object 2 value. Next, we define the get data method. The get and set method is used to set the values content on the heap memory location, and getter method is used to get the content of heap memory location. So the get data function is defined that contains 3 parameters as x, y and z. So whatever the value we pass as argument to x, y, z will get through a, b and pointer variable. In the next part, we simply define another function with name show data that will display the values of A, B and pointer value. In the main function, we create an object with name object 1 and then we pass the data as 10, 20 and 30. Object 1 dot show data that will show all the data which saves in object 1. In the next part, we call a copy constructor and create a copy of object 1 as object 2 and then again call the show data with object 2 object. So let's see the results. A variable value is 10 while B variable value is 20 and the P pointer value is 30 and the results of object 2 are the same as A variable value is 10, B variable value is 20 and P, that is a pointer, value is 30. To ensure that we have 2 separate pointer memory locations for object 1 and object 2, let's change object 2 value. Here we set the new value of P is 100. That will override the previous value, that is copy of object 1 value. So you can see the change in the result is 20, while P, that is the pointer value, is 100. That overrides the previous value which is already stored in that specific memory location. So this is a deep copy constructor that creates a separate memory location for each object on heap. In this case, it will never point to the same memory location. In short, deep copy constructor, the get and set functions are used to get the heap memory content value and set the heap memory content value. We use reference of D to only refer the value of object 1 to copy value in object 2. Reference D refers to object to whom we are copying. Next, we write copy statement as A is equal to D dot A. D shows the object. Next statement, this will copy pointer value 2 into new object pointer. Deep copy makes separate object and separate space in the memory. Hopefully, you understand the concept. In the next lecture, we will see the difference between the shallow copy and deep copy constructor. Thank you very much.